chill, trying to be a little bit quiet. Got some decent sleep last night, 7 hours maybe, off and on. But yeah, just sent a couple payments for some pickups that we had made overnight. Layla's asleep, so I'm trying to be quiet. I've got a meeting at a coffee shop with our church pastor, Pastor Sean. He's gonna come pick me up here shortly, but since it's gonna be a long day today, I'm going ahead and having a meal, which is gonna be chicken and rice. Before a group class, I'll come back, have my pre-workout meal, go work out, and then I'll promise Layla some Pilates tonight, so wish me luck. Alright, just finished up coffee with Pastor Sean, headed to class with Layla on a bike. Hopefully can get there pretty fast so I can get in the back of the room so I can record my practice. So here we go. Had to hop in that 7-Eleven real quick, otherwise I'm gonna cramp up.
Inhale, face up to the ceiling. Exhale, let your head hang. Relax the shoulders. And inhale, come back. Exhale to the left. Lengthen your spine into measure finger. Inhale. Exhale, send your hand behind your back. Roll your shoulder back. Open your chest up. Inhale. Exhale, reaching your hand up, back. Reaching your chest out, head down. Lift your hands away from the body. Engaging your core. You can stay halfway if you want. Send your hands up. Inhale. Exhale, open your arm to the right. Right hand on fingertip. Pressing your side down. Rotate your shin to your shoulder. Inhale, lengthen your spine a little more, and exhale, rotate your chin, look to the back of the room. And come back to center, hand reach up, inhale, shoulder relax. Exhale, open your arm to the left, twisting right hand, push your thigh out. Rotate your shin to your shoulder, right shoulder relax. Exhale, round your spine, shin to chest, up the knee, and push the mat away from your body. Inhale, lengthen, opening your chest up, gaze up. Exhale from the mat, engaging your core. Stay for 5, not too high, a few inches forward. จิตปลายเท้าลอยเข่าขึ้น 2-3 เซนนะคะ 3 เข่าลอยนะ 2 and 1 slowly drop your knees out, arch your back. Walk your hands to the top of the mat, raising your shin or your chest into the space. Any option, or raise your forehead down, soften your shoulder. Your hips stack over your knee. Shoulder relax. Exhale, open your arm to the right side, right hand on your lower back. Reaching down, look down. Inhale, both hands up to the ceiling, engaging your glute. And exhale, open to the left hand to your lower back. Send your right hand to the back of the room. Right arm hip up toward the ceiling. Inhale, come back, hands up for one more half. Into forward fold. Bend the knee side to side, optional. Bend the knee side to side. You can wrap the opposite elbow. Relax your head, lie down, move your hip. Move your walk on your fingertip toward your knee or toward your ankle. Open your chest rotation. Turning your chest up, lengthen your hand. 3, shoulder a little way from your ear. 2, head lift up. And 1, come back, hands up, inhale. Exhale, send your hand. And exhale, push back and up to your down dog. Step in small step. Paddle your knees side to side, and then knee side to side. Soften your knee, hand to touch the mat. Inhale, send your hands up. Push it forward. Exhale, bring your hand to your heart. One more round. Vinyasa up your option knee, chin down or low push up. Inhale, roll your shoulder back, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, following your right foot. And exhale, open your chest, elbow back, chest up. Last time, inhale, hands up to the ceiling. Come back to center, one more round, hands up, inhale. Exhale to the left, left hand to your lower back, reaching your right hand up, sing your hip down. Reverse, yeah. Bend the knee, drop your hips down. Inhale, straighten your right leg, lengthen your spine. And exhale, rebend the knee, open your chest up. One last back. Your wrists underneath your shoulder. Activate your upper body, inhale. Exhale, bend the knee around your spine, bring your knee to your nose. One more hand. Bending the knee. Option 1, stay here. Option
All right, so we're back at Unreal Gym. Did a yoga class earlier together. So we're doing shoulders today. We're using this max pump chest rear delt fly. So they don't have the parallel to the floor handles, perpendicular to the bar handles that I usually like to use. So what I'm using here is just the pad of my hands on the actual handles. Everything's set up the same, hips forward, chest up, but not so high that I'm arching back. I try to stay as neutral with my spine as possible. And then thinking about just driving those hands forward, out, and back to get that perfect rear delt contraction for just 12 reps, working up in sets of 12. This will be my third set now, and we're hoping to get this one plus at least one more. So here we go. So pads of the hand, arms extended, making sure we're even. And then we're just taking these hands and driving back into a T. The only other thing with that is I can feel my hands slipping down. So like every time I come up, it's like downward force. It's like making my hands slide. All right, rolling on this one. Should be the top set. So just aiming for a good set of 12, getting some pauses on the back end, just like we have every single time on the last few sets. And then We'll do a back offset here in a second. Okay, so we're gonna do one different set. Gonna use the handles the way they were actually made. So gonna do perpendicular grip, same principles, hands about shoulder height, trying to walk forward and then thinking about extending forward and out and back into a T every time we squeeze into those rear delts, and then stopping right when we get at a T for a short pause every rep. So here we go. Okay, so second exercise for today is going to be the standing lateral machine. Also doubles as a standing pec fly, but for today we're going to use it to go out and up to the side. Basically, all of these are pretty much made the same. It can get a little intimidating because all the knobs and bells and whistles are so foreign for people that haven't used a machine as complicated as this one. So typically what you want to do is set the pivot points of the bearings at shoulder height. So when you set this up, you want to stand next to it, and at the point that your shoulder joint is literally next to the bearing and the pivot point of the machine, that's exactly where it's going to be the healthiest for your joints. So this machine is used face forward. So what we do is we pull this knob and we just set that to the point that it's going to be best for us, which for me is going to be right there. You have two other knobs here that kind of set the handle range of motion as well. I put them all the way at the end because I want the most tension to be inside as far as I can get it. And obviously it'll be tense all the way up to the top of the motion. So put it on 10. If you have a little bit of shoulder impingement or less range of motion coming in, you can always set these on 9, 8, 7, or 6 for it to not come as close to your body. And then last but not least, set the weight to your desired weight, and you're all set to use the machine. Showed you guys the setup. Now I'm going to show you guys how I like to use the machine. So later in the workout, I'll do dumbbell laterals, which, for those, I keep my arms a little bit more straightened and out to the side. If I'm thinking like I'm a clock, I'm in a 3 to 9 position. Here, I want to be 10 to 2. So I'm a little bit more angled forward whenever I use this particular machine. So in order to do that, what's going to be easiest on me and my shoulder joints typically is to get my hands closer into the pivot bend point of the elbow of the handle. So I'll grab there, wrap my thumb, stand up nice and tall, stomach braced. So I don't want to arch into the movement. I just want to be pretty neutral, chin up, and then I just think about taking my arms, driving them down and out to the side, and then repeating that same motion. So it's not exactly a 10 to 2, but it's pretty close, and it's actually a little bit more comfortable than going directly out to the side for me. So we're just going to do sets of 12 here. So I'm going to use just a little bit lighter weight here to show you guys the arm position in relation to where I'm grabbing on the handle. So again, into the handle, standing up close to it with all the same form cues as before, out to the side. That's about 3 to 9. So you can see that my elbow and wrist are pretty much in line with my shoulder there. If I go closer to the elbow of the handle and I lift up that way, you can see how my hand and elbow are still in line, but they're more in line closer to a 45-degree angle, which is what I want for as close to a 10 to 2 hold as possible. So
3 more sets of 12 here. I won't record this set, but I'll show you guys the top set, and then we'll move on. All right, a couple of the shoulder machines that I wanted to use are taken. The Smith is taken, this Flex shoulder press is taken. So what we're going to use is this Gymlico standing military press. So typically I'm not a big fan of like free weighted things like this on shoulder day. I can't remember the last time I did a military press, but the reason being is because there's not a lot of bracing, so there's no pad to push against, there's no seat to sit on. A lot of it requires you being focused and being aware of your body and your position in order to kind of take the brunt of the load that's falling on you. So what we do to kind of offset that, a lot of people that use a machine like this will stand parallel flat-footed and they'll arch their back to kind of catch the weight and push upward. So what we're going to do to combat that is we're going to step forward with either foot. I'm right-handed, so I usually choose my left leg, right leg back, give it a small bend, and a lot of that pressure will fall on this back leg whenever the weight comes down. And then it also allows you to kind of boost yourself up if you need a little bit of cheat reps toward the end of the set. So I'll show both on a working set, but this is just a warm up. We're going to do sets of 8 in order to kind of take some of the volume or some of the weight off of the last set, kind of fatigue our muscle a little bit more. So I'm not having to carry as much as a load because I am going to be strong at this too. So I've got 45 on each side. The hands, I take them. I want to make sure my elbow and wrist joints are stacked, and that's usually where I grab. I'll center myself under the bar, give it a little lift, drive upward, but don't shrug the shoulders up. Catch down with the elbows, and then repeat. So notice I'm not bouncing through the legs, not bouncing through the upper body. I'm trying to keep everything as smooth as possible. For 8 reps. So this is gonna be the last working set before we did the heaviest set of 10 with 3 plates. So now we're gonna do 2 plates, try to match the reps, and then we'll do a drop set to 1 plate and then try to match that with 10 more reps. So we'll see how it goes. Probably end up somewhere around 15 total, but shooting for 20. That's perfect. All right, matching 10. Okay, exercise 4, lateral raises. Like I mentioned earlier in the workout, in the training session, we're gonna do, now it's just a 3 to 9 lift, 20 reps, trying to get them all the way out as straight as possible. Every time down, thinking about extending the hands down to the floor, swiping the walls on the way up into a T, contracting that medial delt, and then repeating for 20 reps. So these bad boys here are 10 kilograms. Feels way heavier, but we'll get it done. Overhead tricep, we're going to superset with single arm rear delt flies. Yeah, just to get out here fast. So just 2 sets, quick as can be, back to back. Typically I would touch a little bit more triceps in this, but you got to get out of here for time's sake. So quick set of 15 here, rear delt fly, single arm 20 on each side, 2 rounds. Here we go. So we just finished up at the gym, had to get out of there pretty fast. Headed to Pilates now. This is my first Pilates class ever. So all in one day, yoga, training, and Pilates. But I'm stuck with the Pilates because I made a deal for it. But anyway, yeah, I'm gonna stop at the 7-Eleven, get some protein, Pilates, and then grab some grilled chicken skewers to put over some rice for dinner. And yeah, we'll see what the rest of the night leads to. Probably got to do some work, and maybe we'll do something fun, who knows. Serum alarm.
If you cannot hear me clearly, then no. My throat pretty sore. Okay. Bring feet down on the platform first. Bone up, heel off the spine. Yes. Come up with that nice stretch. Inhale, bend, and four. Keep the left leg stable. And three. Four, two, and one. Reverse the circle. That five. And four. And three. And two. One, two. And one. And then you're raising your spine to your right. While still maintain the upper back on the mat. Exhale, use your arms to pull legs back to center. Pull the rib cage in. ดึงท้องไปดึงท้อง Inhale to your left เอาติดกัน and exhale center and inhale to the other side. Yes, exhale center. Pull rib in ดึงท้อง Inhale to the other side. ดึงท้องลงไว้นะ and exhale center. And five, you can extend fully. Yes. And four. Inhale, bend, last three. One last one. And now bend the knees. Carriage return. Place your toes there. Okay, yes. Inhale, exhale, you extend the legs out. And inhale, bend. Exhale, we fully extend. We go sit. And sit. Okay. And we go sit. Bring the heels up. And inhale, you press it down. กดส้นเท้าลงไปก่อน Yes. And exhale, you lift. We go in. Yep. And adjust your feet first. Bring the toes down some. Yeah, you're gonna feel more. Yes. And five. Or four. Leg up. Straighten your left leg here. Yeah. Hold the left one there with the left hip flexor. Try to keep it as high as the hip. Your left toe pointing. Yes. Now push the carriage out 1 inch away to press the right heels down and lift your right toes up. There. Yeah. กดส้นเท้าขวาลงมือเท้าขวายกขึ้น Yeah. Inhale หลังตรง Exhale, you extend your right leg out. And then slowly bend your right knee. Yes, we need to resist the spring. Otherwise, it's push out to fall. And we go 8. Is it too light? Maybe. Yeah. I kind of notice. Oh.
Get everything.
Yes, there. Different. Use the back extensor here. หลังตรง and 4. Nice. And last 3. Okay. And then grab the ball with you. Yeah, let's push the foot part carriage move out first. Slowly. Spring pretty light. And inhale, bend. And exhale, you extend. เก่งนะหรอ And we go sit. Leg with the hip flexor. ขาซ้ายเดินยกขึ้นมาเดินออก Once you ready, inhale to prepare. Exhale, you extend your right leg out. Lift your left leg up close to your chest. And inhale, lower down. And exhale, you switch. And bend. And we go 5. Yes. And 4. We do 3. เอาขาขวาขึ้นอีกก่อน Last 2. Another one. Next one. Yeah. Yeah. Hold the knot of the rope ถือจากตรงเชือกด้านหน้าค่ะ Yes. So your carriage start moving away from yourself. ถือจับเชือกด้านหน้าก่อนหน้าท้องม้วนท้องล่าง and then you roll back yes here สามท้อง inhale you pull last three arms long last two belly back more and one last one again okay hold into your chest lift there exhale here can you lift your right leg up in tabletop yeah so you're gonna maintain this 90 degrees angle of your knees bend the right knee more yeah inhale here kick the right toe 3 2 3 งอขาขวาอีก and last two one last one now right foot back step exhale left leg up in continuously maintain both knees 90 degrees angle and we go 5 and 4เก่งนะของอยู่นะ and 3 last two one last one feet back on the headrest and then slowly roll up out to the side and inhale you close and we go 9 yes keep going for 8 and 7 and get low yeah there and 6 good we do 5 last 4ไม่ไหวเท้าลงนะ and 3 last 2 one last one and close the arm can you stay let's stay in tabletop and 3 last 2 and one last one can you stay there for 4 for 3 and 2 and 1 and bend the knees lower tail and exhale lift small lift okay small lower down yes for 3 and 2 lower abs one last one and now bend your knees feet down มือซ้ายไว้หลังศีรษะค่ะ okay without changing your diagonal line here okay you're gonna bring your right hand behind head yes now go for good and 3 and last 2 rotate the chest there place your hands on the side of the frame yeah and then bring your chest down to the headrest exhale you come up in that diagonal line and inhale lower down 5 good and up here go 4 มองไปด้านหน้า look forward we do 3 your chest your thigh down place your hands on the side of the frame yes keep chest down กดอกลงมา
It's so awesome out here.
All right, so we've had a full day of fitness. So just to recap the day real quick, I woke up, had some chicken and rice for first meal, just easy, it was ready to go. Got ready, snuggled with Sophie on the couch for a minute, went to meet Pastor Sean. We had coffee, just talked about some things, marriage things, discipleship stuff, our move to Vietnam, and then I met Layla at yoga class, took a bike there, did that, ran home real quick, had second meal, which was some eggs and rice, worked on the laptop for a bit, applied for our Vietnam visa so that we could get there next week on Monday with no issues, got approved, got it paid for, headed to the gym, hit a quick shoulder workout. It was a little bit less volume than normal. We moved a little bit faster, tried to get it done. So got that finished. From there, ran to 7-Eleven, grabbed a couple of protein shakes, and then we headed straight to Pilates from there, which was about a 20-minute walk, and then that kicked my booty. It was mostly abs, core, and then a 20-minute walk here to M. Portier to eat
Bob again, which, like I said, we're here at least twice a week, so this is on par. So yeah. That one. Baby. It's strawberry too, my favorite. I'm happy. So we stopped at a little kiosk for some grilled chicken kebabs. They grill them with like peppers, onions, and tomatoes, and they're super good. And it's really cheap, and it makes for a really easy like bodybuilding or healthy meal. And then we just stop at this gourmet market that's like literally right next to it to grab a couple things of rice that are in Tupperware. So it's just like dump the chicken in there, heat the rice up, and you've got a whole meal. So very cost effective and efficient. Alright, so I've been home for a couple of hours now. Been working, got some invoices paid, got some employees paid for Global Strength Exchange. Got a couple of mock-ups and logos sent over to Cyril, who is a clothes manufacturer, ring company's manager. We've been talking back and forth. I'm trying to get some stuff done today, so that way I can do a photo shoot on Friday with the same guy who did our traditional Thai shoot for Intent. So yeah, pretty busy. Getting some ads posted and run for that company as well. And then now I'm just setting up this wireless microphone so that I can do a voiceover for the last video, which will be the Thai traditional photo shoot video. So yeah, again, busy day. That's kind of just how it goes when I'm out here. I have to basically kind of do my days in reverse, whereas people back home in the States would probably work 9 to 5 and then do their thing in the afternoon. I kind of have to be the opposite, where we kind of play, quote unquote, from 12 to 9, and then I'm working 10 to 3. So yeah, not bad, no complaints. I love it here. We're getting so used to being here, and we're gonna have to leave here shortly, but yeah, staying busy and about to do this voiceover now, and hopefully it sounds good.